Hello, today we're going to talk about the origins of your own existence. What if life on Earth came from outer space? This time, we will introduce the bold hypothesis that the seeds of life came from space, the panspermia theory, with live action footage. What is the panspermia theory? This hypothesis suggests that life did not originate on Earth, but in microorganisms or organic matter that arrived from space. This idea is actually quite old, proposed by Swedish scientist Arrhenius in the early 1900s. More recently, NASA and the European Space Agency have been seriously investigating this possibility. So where did life come from? 1. Microorganisms attached to comets and meteorites collided with the Earth. 2. Organic molecules floating in space reached Earth. 3. Microorganisms transported by light pressure from outside the solar system landed on Earth. In fact, amino acids and nucleic acid components have been found in meteorites found in Antarctica and Siberia. In other words, the ingredients for life may be universally present in the universe. Please see here. This is a photo of the comet Churyumov-Gerasimenko captured by the European Space Agency's Rosetta spacecraft. Organic compounds were actually observed on the surface of this comet. A small celestial body falls to Earth, bringing with it molecules that are the building blocks of life. It may be like a cosmic farmer sowing the seeds of life. But many people think this way. Outer space is a storm of extremely cold vacuum radiation. Microorganisms cannot survive. However, there are actually tardigrades are creatures of the Earth that can survive in extreme environments. Tardigrades are the strongest creatures on Earth, having survived the vacuum, radiation, and temperature changes of outer space. It's possible that life forms like them are traveling through space. The meteorite, ALH84001, that flew from Mars has. Under a microscope, bacteria-like structures were discovered. There is debate as to whether this is actually a sign of life. If there was once life on Mars, it is possible that life has traveled to Mars and then to Earth. Furthermore, researchers are conducting experiments to see if life can pass through Earth's atmosphere. Some microorganisms and spores are known to be structurally capable of surviving atmospheric re-entry at temperatures exceeding 1000 degrees. In other words, if it is protected inside the meteorite, it may be possible for it to reach the Earth's surface. The oldest traces of life on Earth date back to about 3.8 billion years ago. But at that time, the Earth was still exposed to meteorite rain. The premature birth of life. It is better to think that it was brought to Earth rather than originally being there. In nature, an increasing number of researchers. If this theory is true, there may be countless lives like ours scattered across the universe. The atoms in our bodies were originally born in stars. In other words, we are already part of the universe. Perhaps we may be the descendants of space travelers who came from a distant star. Is life only on Earth? Or is it a miracle that fills the universe? There is still no definitive answer to this grand question. But every time you look up at the sky, remember our roots. You'll definitely feel closer to space. If you found this video interesting, please rate it highly and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching until the end. So, stay tuned for next time.